think we've been really good the last 5 or 6 weeks. I think there's been some really tough games in there. I think the Nantwich game was really tough. Game last weekend was really tough, and we've got results out of them. So from that perspective, I think we've done really well. I think to be second in at this stage of the season, in the most competitive I've seen this league, I think is a testament to Billy and the group of lads he's got. I think they've done really well. In what has been an inconsistent season, I think everyone would say that. I think everyone connected to the club would agree with that. Feedback, but I do think that to be second at this stage of the season is pretty good going, and I'm looking forward to these next few weeks now.
To get a win on Saturday to set us up all right, we had to rely on a result going our favour on Saturday to be in second place, but now we're in that position. It's just a case of treating every game now like a cup final, those last 3 games.
Yeah, I think we said it last time, Tom, that every game since we spoke has been a cup final, and you can see that from how good the opposition's been. We look back to Prescott the other week, I think on Easter Monday, that they were such a good team and they really, really tested us. And I think both teams were just going at it. 2 great teams, playing at this stage of the season. And yeah, Prescott dropped points last weekend, but don't take anything away from Hensford. They're fighting for their lives at the bottom of the league, so that was never going to be an easy game. And for us to get the result we got here, I think was really positive. So we've just got to go into every game thinking, we want to win. That the lads want to win. They're gutted when they draw or lose. So, we've hopefully we'll take that approach into the last 3 games for sure.
Yeah, of course, a win on Saturday would secure our place in the playoffs. Is it then a simpler task? I know everyone here wants to finish second, but obviously with that playoff place secured, it sort of eases the pressure off those shoulders slightly, going into the final 2 games, needing to win them both to cement second place.
Yeah, I think it helps with we've been able to tie up being in the playoffs from with a couple of games to spare, but take nothing away from the effort required from that point onwards to for us to finish highest possible to hopefully secure home advantage in the semi-final and the final, but 2 to keep going really and keep that form going, and that because the form at this stage of the season is really important. Taking a positive form into the playoffs, I think, can only be a good thing. And like I say, we've played in the playoffs the last couple of seasons, and we've got to the final. Let's just hope that the lads can go one better this time and get us to that promised land of promotion, because that's what we all want.
Yeah, it's certainly been a great unbeaten run. I mean, I think it was Bootle was the last game. It was the last game we got beat, and then other than that, we've had three draws and a win. So we're in great form heading into the final 3 games, and obviously if we can maintain that unbeaten run going into the playoffs, that'll give us real confidence heading into those 2 games.
Yeah, and take nothing away from Bootle. Another great team, and Mick's done a great job at Bootle this season. So, take nothing away from them. They're also in a really strong position, another really well-run club. I've got a lot of mutual respect between our club and their club. So, from that point of view, to lose against Bootle, even though it is on this run, that's not that's something that we certainly shouldn't be ashamed of. But yeah, being on any, not losing at this level is great. Of course we want to win every game, and I think everyone, fans, officials, everyone else wants to win every game. But the standard of the opposition this season has been, incredibly high in my view. And like I've said before, it's the best version of the league and the most competitive that I've seen, which again demonstrates how good a job Leek have done, and how good a job the management team at Leek have done to be that far ahead. And obviously, taking this opportunity to congratulate Leek on that and their achievement, and to John and all the team there, again, another club who we've got a lot of mutual respect with. So but it just demonstrates how much of a good job they've done. It also demonstrates how much of a good job that, take nothing away from the job that Billy's done, though, Billy and the lads have done here, because it's a long old season with your cups and everything else, and yeah, we've probably had a little bit less cup football towards the end of the season because we were in the final of the Senior Cup last year. But take nothing away from the length of the season. We do start in July time with the pre-season friendlies, and where are we now? April. So it's a long old season, and to be second at this time, at this stage, with a real opportunity to actually finish the league second or as high as we can, then that I think it's a great achievement. So I'm really proud of Billy and the lads and what they can bring to what they've brought to the club this year, and like I say, what has been a really competitive league.
Yeah, it's fantastic because given the setbacks we've suffered every time we've slipped down to 4th, 5th in the table, the lads have come straight back with a win. Okay, everyone needs luck along the way, a slice of luck along the way, but you create your own luck by winning football matches, and that's what we've kept doing. And like you said, the competitiveness of the league. Heading into the last 3 games, we've got 1874 Northwich on the final day, who've already been relegated. We've got Hanley, who've just avoided the drop. But even those 2 games, take no one for granted. They are 3 tough games.
I think every game's a tough game. I think you've got to beat whoever's in front of you in whatever sport you're playing. So, that's something that I don't think anyone should ever take for granted, and I certainly don't. I respect every other chairman and every other club and football team that we play, whatever level they're at, because if you don't do that, then you're gonna be on a hide into nothing, and I just don't. I would never ever want this club to be that, and I know that's exactly how how Billy and the team and his management team set up. So the amount of sort of effort that goes on behind the scenes to prepare for a football match at this level, I think is testament to the job that Billy's done here.
So as I say, we're heading to the final 3 games. Just one more game left here. Just how pleased, since the turn of the year especially, how pleased have you been with the attendance this year? We've been getting 700 and change most games. How pleased have you been with the rise of attendances?
I'm always proud of the amount of fans that we get, and I'm really proud of our fan base, both home and away. It's amazing, and I'm taking nothing away from that. But for the last few games now, certainly, especially if we're heading into home playoff ties here, let's ramp it up a bit. Let's get everyone's families here, everyone's mates here. Let's get as many people as we can through the gate, and give them lads and Billy and the lads that you're backing. I just want to take this opportunity as well, while we're obviously doing an interview, Tom, to thank the team here. I never take for granted the amount of support and the effort that the team up here put in each day to help me run the football club and everything they do. I'm really proud of that. I'm really proud of the team we've got, from the new volunteers and staff to people who've been here throughout and have been here for years. I really appreciate everyone's help, and like I say, I'm really, really proud to lead you all and to lead our football club, because it's something I'm really proud of. I'm really proud of Runcorn Linnets, but I'm really proud that it's in I'm leading the football, the most well supported football club in the town, and it's in my hometown, so I never take that for granted, but I'm really proud of it.
Yeah, you mentioned the importance of finishing second from a player's point of view and a coaching point of view, but what about the revenue point of view? Obviously it would help the club massively to get to the final and have those 2 games here, wouldn't it?
I mean, we had a final here in 22, and that was a capacity crowd, 1,600 with, and the revenue that brings in is incredible, really. And yeah, having the 2 games here will be great. And yeah, it would bring in additional revenue. But I think the eyes need to still be on the prize of us getting promoted, and that's what the lads will be focusing on wherever we play, wherever the games are. That's the aim. I think what we've got to look forward to this year is, regardless where we finish, hopefully as high as possible, but regardless of where we finish, I think that there's not much travelling. So even if you look at where the teams outside the playoffs are, I think the furthest one away is Nantwich. So, 40-minute drive, not the end of the world, even if it was them. Probably they're not going to get as high as us. I'm not sure. Again, Nantwich are on a fantastic run. You just can't sort of count anyone out. I think it's just a really it's been a really hopefully going to be a really exciting finish to the season. So we just need to finish as high as we can. That's the aim.
So since we last spoke, there've been a few developments off the pitch as well. I mean, you've got the new T-bar over there, and obviously we've got the ladies team have now reached the final.
Yeah.
So a few off-field things have gone on behind the scenes. Could you shed us more light on that?
Yeah. So Toddy, the ladies manager, Dave Todd's done a fantastic job, and the ladies have done a great job this season. It was really fantastic to see a few of the ladies here last weekend to do a collection for Lucy, who's running the London Marathon. Again, really proud of that. Really proud of Lucy and all the other girls. They do a great job. The Texas T-bar is open now. We've been open for the last couple of games. I think we opened for a small variety of stuff on at the Nantwich game, but we were open and serving quite a few other bits and bobs at the last match. So yeah, it's an exciting time. We've got some really good plans and a sort of strategy for taking the club on and developing the club further. So that's hopefully going to start taking shape over the summer. And obviously there'll be stuff hinging on whether or not we get promoted, as to whether we need to do additional work or when we need to do it, or how we need to accelerate some of that stuff. So yeah, I'm looking forward to a little bit of downtime, but there's never downtime in non-league football, unfortunately, and we've got some exciting things going on over the summer here. We've got a festival here, we've got some other events that we're hosting, and I'm sure the fundraising team will be looking at doing some additional events as well. But like I say, we always need more people to help us do stuff. We always need more people to help us to work with me and the team to take the club forward. And as we progress up the pyramid, that's going to get, obviously that's going to become more and more and more, because the bigger you get, the more you've got to do, and the more administration you've got to do and other stuff. So we just need to make sure that we've got the right number of people in here. But again, we are always on the lookout for more people to help us.
So back to the football side of things, a great 2-0 win on Saturday. Heading into Saturday's game with Hanley, just how much are you looking forward to that, and expecting another big crowd down there like we have done at away games this season?
Yeah, our away support is unbelievable for the level. You've heard me say it before. I never take that for granted. A lot of the Yellow and Green Army travel, wherever we go. I'm expecting a tough game. Again, respect and mutual respect for Hanley and the guys there. They came here and beat us in what was a sort of smash and grab for them at the end. They scored at the end. Pretty sort of dreary day we had. It was a pretty appalling day. I think it was around bonfire night, around there. No game's easy. Easiest thing to say. No game is easy, is it? We've had some inconsistent results, and you just not got to take anyone for granted. So let's just hope that we can turn up and we can get a result, and Elo and Widnes can do us a favour on Friday.
Yeah, we speak quite often about the support, not just away but here as well. obviously moving into those 3 games, how important is the fans backing for the lads and the club going into those final 3 games?
Yeah, look, they always back the team. They turn up whether we're poor or whether we're winning everything. You know, we're winning every game. You know, as I say, never take that for granted. Appreciate everything everybody does. All of those fans do. I'm just sort of urging people to stick with Billy and the team, get behind him, get here, and you know, never underestimate how important your support is. You know, be that 12th man, because it will get us over the line, even if we're in an away ground. The amount of times that it has, because you know we've been vocal, or we've been getting behind the lads at an away game. I think that, you know, that's the most important thing, that everyone sticks together and backs the lads and gets behind it.
And like you said about Widnes, obviously our last game here. Not only is it our last game here, but to face our local rivals in the final home game of the season, how good do you think that's going to be as a day?
I mean, everyone, you know, I've got there's a load of mutual respect there for Ello and you know, the job he did there. A lot of time respect for him, of course. Both as a player and our manager. I think he's done a great job at Widnes. I think he has. I think he's done really well. You know, he went in at a pretty difficult time, but he's got them playing really well. You know, they were outstanding against us, and you know, I was one of the first to sort of shake his hand afterwards and say, well done. Yeah, it's great to have him back here. Hopefully we'll be in a bit of a stronger position in terms of the playoffs by then, so we can enjoy the day, you know, enjoy it being our last home game, and sort of celebrate what the season's brought us. Hopefully it'll bring us that high finish in the playoffs, and we can, you know, look forward to going to Northwich with that sort of signed and sealed. But again, I'm taking nothing for granted, nothing at all, because every time I think that something's going to happen, something else happens. I think there's only been one constant this season, and that's that Leek are either going to win or draw. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that game, just as I'm looking forward to the game on Saturday.